So now the scan has been completed. If you see the scan that we were running, basic scan, it was on demand that we have created. Now this is the arrow that shows that it is completed. We can run the scan again from the launch option, or we can move it to the thresh like delete option if we do not require for the time being. Now if you click on this, this is how your result would be shown up. You have the summary, you have the host, you have the vulnerabilities, remediation, and history. In the summary, you are going to get a complete overview regarding what the things are. Critical vulnerabilities were 28, 101 were high vulnerabilities, medium 162, and low 23. So, a complete overview, high level would be given. Some more details regarding what was the name of the scan, the plugin set, the CVSS scoring, common vulnerability scoring system that is used to give and rate what is the particular vulnerability about, what should be its impact level. So it has multiple parameters through which it can give you a complete overall idea. At what time it was started? At 6:22 a.m. it was started, and at 7:59 p.m. it got completed. So almost it took around 1 hour plus 20-30 minutes more to complete. Whether the scan was authenticated, yes, we did provided the username and credentials while performing the scan. So it was succeeded, it was allowed to authenticate and go inside the system. Again, the same start time, dead time, if you check, the scan duration is 1 hour 36 minutes 54 seconds. Scan duration, median scan time per host. As of now, we only had one host. In case, let's say we have 10 hosts, in that case, this would be giving you the median time, like how much time it took per host to scan, and maximum time it took. And policy details and few more stuff. The one which we configured, the name and multiple different types of things, whether we disable the DNS resolution, no, whether do we want the superseded patches, yes, preferred SSH port by default was 22, the version of the SSH, what type of scanner was being utilized, what was the range of the ports, all the things would be mentioned up in the summary page. Which operating system was detected? The metasploitable machine is based out of Ubuntu Linux that we discussed. So here it is Linux other. Let's say you are scanning a complete network and you may have multiple different types of operating system. You may have some devices which are using Windows server or Windows desktop OS. Some of them Linux. In Linux also there may be multiple different types of Linux, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Fedora, etc., etc. So this is how it would be going to show you as a graph. After then, the second tab is of host. Host is which number of devices that were mentioned in the scan that are presented. When we configured, we selected only one. Hence, only one host is visible. That is 1.12. 1.12 is my metasploitable host. Now, it is giving you 7328. This is the count of the vulnerabilities at the informational level. Medium 162, low 23, high 101, critical 28. So you have multiple sorts of vulnerability that have been detected on this particular host. To check, you can either click on the vulnerabilities or again you can go to the vulnerability section. Now vulnerabilities are grouped here. You see, this is a mixed vulnerability where 229 count has been added completely. So if you click on this, you're going to find the complete list of 229. Here 2, here 3, similarly. So you have critical, you have high, you can arrange it up properly. So in the mixed, you may have multiple critical and high combined. The CVSS score, that is very high. Some backdoor detection, some VNC server password was found out. So family is like again a shell remotely. So this is the vulnerability list that would be shown up by the Nessus in this particular format. You can click on any one of them, and for that particular vulnerability, complete details would be shown to you. Like it is a critical unreal RCD backdoor detection. Some description mentioned. The remote IRC server is a version of Unreal RCD with a backdoor that allows an attacker to execute arbitrary code on the affected host. What is the solution mentioned? You need to re-download the software and verify it using published MD5 or SH1 checksums and reinstall it. So this is a solution that has to be applied to mitigate this particular thing. There are some links also being given up. See also, so you can click on this link and it would go for that particular thing regarding what is being identified. From the official source, some more information that can be read up. So there are three different set of information. What was the output when it got executed for the vulnerability, and the port number is this particular thing, the host is this particular case, the plugin details and some more information. It was published on 2010 and it was modified on 2022. Still it is relevant for the particular 2025 use case. Type was remote, version is 1.16, the ID is 46882. Some basic information regarding what plugin was being utilized. Some key drivers information. Average age of vulnerability, it is 730 days plus sort of things. Exploit code maturity, it's a functional, and no recorded events for the threat sources have been observed. Some risk information. So there are multiple different version of CVSS. Version 2, version 3, version 4. So it is see in the version 3 it is written here. Version 2, different types of score is there, base score, temporal score, vector sort of things that we have already defined in our VM sessions. And some more information exploitable with what type of tool. So Metasploit is a tool which can use it to exploit this particular vulnerability very easily. It is by default installed in all of the hacking OS like Kali Linux, Parrot OS. All these tools are pre-installed that can be utilized to exploit the machine. Some CVV reference have been given, so we can click. And official nvd.nist.gov, that is the National Vulnerability Database site, has been opened up, giving the details. So we can have a in-depth reading regarding different types of information that is available with regards to this particular backdoor detection, that is unrecall RCD. After vulnerabilities, we have the remediation sections. In the remediations, we have different types of things. Action, Ubuntu 8.4 LTS, long-term support. Linux vulnerabilities, you need to update the affected patches. So if you update, total of 234 vulnerabilities would be automatically getting mitigated. 87 would be mitigated if you update this particular package, USN 1660-1. If you update the SQL packages, MySQL 5.1, 5.5, different sort of things, 58 related vulnerabilities would be mitigated by updating one particular package. And after mitigations, you have the history tab. What was being run, at what time it was. If you run it again, the history tab would be updated that okay, after July 16, on July 17th, on July 18th, this was run. This would be mentioned here. A graph is given of vulnerabilities, a pie chart of describing the different types of vulnerabilities observed. Yesterday we have seen one of the report fetch. So we got today, let's download the particular report in first of all PDF format. And in PDF you have different set of predefined conditions. What you expect from the PDF, what details you require. Do you want complete list of vulnerabilities by host? And there's a short description about those particular reporting. This report, if you select, it would provide a summary of all the vulnerabilities for each host that were detected in the scan. You can get top 10 vulnerabilities that was being found. So you want to only focus on the top 10 vulnerabilities sort of case. This would be taken up here. Let's select the first one, complete list of vulnerabilities by host, and I want in the PDF format. You have HTML format, PDF format, and CSV we have seen yesterday, but still we are going to take it up later. Click on generate report. It says it is generating. Here also the loading symbol would come up and soon the download would be done. Let's wait for a while to complete the download. Typically it should not take much time, but as there are almost 7,000 vulnerabilities, it may take some time. Yeah. So now this is how the reporting would be done in the PDF format. This can be shared to your customers. Vulnerabilities by host, you are getting a dashboard: 26 critical, 100 high, 155 medium, 20 low, and 134 of info level. Total of 435 were being observed. These were all the criticals which should be prioritized as a part of the patching requirement. After that, you require certain more things of all the vulnerabilities. Again, this is a complete link. You click on this, it would land you up for the particular page information on the Tenable itself. So Tenable documentation link would be given you for every in-depth details that we want to have. So if required, if your customer or your stakeholders are asking much more information, you can visit this. You can paste this link as a part of the reference, or you can paste some information that is relevant for them as a part of the explanation. So that is up to our use case. So this is how a PDF format of the reporting would be looking like. Let's see the same format inside the Excel. So we want to go in report format, CSV. Now you require everything or not. So we can select all and click on generate report. Again, the generate is getting loaded. So soon we should be having our CSV format ready. Let's wait for a while. And yeah, so we are ready with our reporting. Now we need to arrange this report as a part of our day-to-day analysis. The formatting that we want to have, let's take 2 or 3 as a reference. And I've arranged as a part of my arrangement, and we have some more information. If I now zoom it up and put completely bigger, okay, yeah. So now the plugin ID is 10028. Now let's say I want to bifurcate certain things. I want to analyze the report. So analyzing of report, we have a separate session. But if you have the CSV, it is very easy. You go and filter out the risk name and select all of them which are having very critical scenarios. Click on the critical. So these are having the risk as very critical. You should be focusing from the risk level critical, followed by high, followed by low, followed by medium, and followed by none. So this would help us for getting the things sorted up. All the things will be mentioned, and we can now make it our own format from this particular mentioned information. This is how the reports would be looking like, or the scan summary would be looking like once we complete it up. We are going to analyze the false positive, true positive as a part of the reporting section end to end when we are doing up with the customized reports. But for the day, we created a basic scan. We then later found out how the things would be looking like with the regards to Nessus and the report format like PDF and CSV that we have seen. Stay tuned for the next session. Thank you.